Steve Keene, one of the lawyers at the North Carolina Medical Society. Here is a poor substitute for Chip Baggett, who usually does the Bowtie Briefings. I actually borrowed a bow tie from him to do this. I want to talk about 4 things that happened this week that are significant as far as the state government and legislature are concerned. First of all, the governor submitted his Medicaid waiver to CMS this week and is expected to receive some consideration from CMS. Won't have an answer, not expected to have an answer before the November elections. So we do think those elections will play a role in the approval of the Medicaid waiver and its contents when it is ultimately approved. The second big thing is that the Senate approved its version of the budget this week. As you may recall, the House had already approved its version. This sends the two sides into a conference committee process which is anticipated to take 3 to 4 weeks. It may take longer, nobody knows, there are no time requirements. Good news is, this year there are no cuts to the Medicaid rates. There are very few provisions dealing with anything related to Medicaid. We do believe there will be another piece of legislation to follow the budget dealing with tweaks and adjustments to the Medicaid reform law passed in 2015. The budget does contain some provisions related to the controlled substances reporting system. That system has been around since 2007 and unfortunately does not get used very much by the doctors who prescribe controlled substances. That is perceived to be a big part of the opioid overdose problem. North Carolina contains 1 or 2 regions that have a very high death rate from opioid overdoses, and it's important that we get this problem under control, that the doctors do their part. The CSRs will get some funding to change and improve the architecture of the system so that it can talk to the controlled substances reporting systems in adjoining states and other states, and so that the CSRs ultimately can be integrated into the Health Information Exchange, which, based on the 2015 Medicaid reform law, every physician who's in the Medicaid program is going to have to be part of the HIE starting in 2018. So, some improvements on deck for the CSRs. It is our expectation that once those improvements are implemented, physicians anybody that's prescribing controlled substances will need to be checking the CSRs before they write those prescriptions. The last thing I want to mention is a meeting we had with Blue Cross Blue Shield to talk about the claims backlog. This is a very complicated problem, but the bottom line that we took away from this meeting was that Blue Cross believes that by the end of July they will have cleared the backlog. I do think it's fair to say that based on the representations that were made to us, Blue Cross is devoting significant resources to resolving this problem as quickly as they can and getting things back to normal from a claims payment perspective. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you next week.